Hello and welcome to episode 12 of The Whole Story. I'm delighted to be joined today by my colleague Daisy. Daisy, what's going on?
Well, I'm hoping you can tell me. What's new in Street Manager Towers, Paul?
It is all go, as always. We are looking at the charging regime for Street Manager, and news of that will be coming out in the near future. We're working on things like forward plans at the moment. We're working on reverting starts and stops, which I know people were looking forward to seeing a lot. And we are speaking at a couple of events next week across the country, so it's all going on.
Sounds great. What are we here to look at today, Paul?
Thanks, Daisy. I'm super excited to be showing people functionality around filtering and these new tabs that we've brought into Street Manager today.
Okay, so tell me a bit more about these tabs.
Okay, so the focus for us was thinking about what promoters and assessors need to see on a day-to-day basis. So if we think about these four different tabs for a second, we've got permit applications, which is fairly straightforward. You've seen a version of that in Street Manager before. But if we go over to change requests, here we bring out separately change requests that have been made in the system, and then we'll think about how we filter them a little bit later. And then we also thought there's the need to look at things at the work record level. So rather than the permit applications level that we've got here, if you need to, you can also look at the work record itself and filter on that, because you might want to see overall information about the work record in a period of time rather than just the individual permit. And then the fourth one that you can see here, hopefully it's fairly self-explanatory, that is the idea of Street Manager after all, is that we've got our PAAs that are due to grow up, as it were, and become a real PA.
That sounds great. So if we go back to change requests, how can I filter this?
Okay, so hopefully you've spotted on the right-hand side there the show filter options. And let's just take a second to enjoy this. It's been a long time in the making in Street Manager Towers, if you like. We can filter on any of these fields. So, for instance, if we wanted to, say, filter on granted works in the last certain period of time, obviously this is dummy data that we're looking for here, so we'll use a slightly different time period than you would in the office. And boom, there you go, straight away it's brought back a job for us, and we can now go, and if we're a promoter, we can go and see why that needs to be looked at, or if we're a authority, we can assess that, grant it, refuse it, whatever needs to be done.
Okay, is this something I can do on permit applications too?
That's the beauty of this, Daisy, and why we set it up like this. We've got it on all four tabs. So what filter would you like us to run on permit applications?
So should we try a standard work that's been granted from any date?
Why not? Why not? And there you go, straight away it's filtered onto those options. And let's just go back onto our filter options, Daisy. And if we wanted to, we could look at those by the status of planned, for instance, if we go up here again. And it's the same three jobs because these happen to all be planned. So we can do whatever we want with those filters. You can see it becomes quite a powerful tool in Street Manager straight away. The other thing I wanted to show the guys, Daisy, was the sorting that we've got now. So we can clear that filter, for instance. That'll be more interesting for people. And we can sort by start date. If you hit it again, it will go in the reverse order, and if you hit it again, it will go back to the start. Pretty intuitive and nothing unusual that you won't have seen on other websites.
Oh, and what if I wanted to use this data outside of Street Manager?
Yeah, fair question. Street Manager won't be able to meet every single one of your user needs from the first day that you use it. You might have to take this data and do different things with it. So if we just go down to the bottom of the page, Daisy, You'll see there export results, lovely stuff. And I'll refer you, if you don't mind, Daisy, to the previous episode of The Whole Story where we looked at exporting. People are familiar with that function already, but I just wanted to draw that out.
That is great. So how do you envisage people using this for?
This is where you live, to me, Daisy. Every single day, if you're a coordinator or a planner in Street Manager, you're going to be in this screen looking at these different tabs, seeing what works have changed, what's progressed. If you can scroll over, Daisy, we've just recently added the status change date column, and you can see straight away the uses that would have in terms of if a change request has come in, you can see when that came in. You can see on the work records tab when a work record has been updated. So we're constantly adding functionality in here. This is just the start of our journey into search and filtering in Street Manager, if you like.
That looks great.
Thank you, but I think already it's a very useful tool for people, and it's only going to get better over time. So thanks very much, guys. I hope you've enjoyed episode 12 of The Whole Story.